This is Tony Gonzalez, and this is Made in Metal. And today we are going to talk to Roli Forsman, who is the guitar player and the mastermind behind Remedy, who released its first CD called Something That Your Eyes Won't See. Hello, Roland, how are you?
Hello, Tony. I'm fine, thank you. And thanks for having me.
Perfect. So you have a long career, but tell me, why did you decide to create Remedy?
Well, Tony, I've been working with music my whole life, as a hired gun with other artists and as a freelance guitarist. So I've done this my whole life, but then the pandemic struck, and it struck me quite hard, the COVID with the restrictions. So I basically lost all my jobs suddenly. In 1 week, I had lost everything, all my jobs. So I didn't have anything to do, and I almost stopped playing guitar. I lost my passion for music. But after a few months, I thought, this can't go on. I need to get going. So then I called my friend Søren Kronqvist, who at that point was writing for Joel & Turner. And Joel & Turner is like a god to me, so I love his voice. So I called Søren and said, Søren, do you mind if we do something together, write a few songs? I need to get going with my guitar playing. And he said, sure, come on over. And then we made a few songs, but we kept them for ourselves. We thought we're onto something good, so we kept the songs for ourselves. And at the same point that I lost all my jobs due to the COVID pandemic, my friend Robert van der Swan, who's an excellent singer, was ill. He had cancer. So he also had a lot of time. He was homesick, doing his procedure at the hospital at daytime, but he had cancer. So both he and I had a lot of time. So we spent a lot of time here in this studio recording the demos. And I remember we made Living on the Edge as our first demo. And then at that point of time, Robert was so sick, he didn't have any saliva. So between the takes on Living on the Edge, he needed to drink water between the words because his mouth wasn't functioning. So he was really sick at that point. But, out of something bad, something good comes sometimes. And, the cancer and the pandemic was like the starting point for Remedy. So after we made a few demos, I presented them to S-Rock Music, it's a small independent label here outside of Stockholm. And I remember after playing Living on the Edge for the director, he immediately said, we will make an album together. So that's like the story behind Remedy.
How is Robert now?
He's doing fine, thank you. So he's doing fine and well. But here in Sweden, they have like 5 years. You need to be cancer free for 5 years. Then you're off the hook. Then they say you're cured. So he's doing fine, and he will be fine.
Yes, and then you were thinking that Remedy will be a band for recording or a band for recording and go on tour.
Yeah, recording and go on tour, a real band. And we already made a huge tour here in Sweden. We played with Takida, and we played like all the big venues here in Sweden. It was a fantastic first summer for us. So we played at Dalhalla the night after Kiss. That's truly amazing for us. It's like a special place to play here in Sweden, to perform in.
Yes, I have seen that the CD was released last year, 2022.
Yes, 16th of December.
Yes, and now I have seen that the band is trying to promote or relaunch the CD. So tell me, why this situation happened? Why it took time without working on the promotion?
Yeah. When I made the songs, when I made the album, it was just, like I said, I needed to get going with music again. So Remedy was like my remedy for my passion for music. So it wasn't, I didn't start this band because of money, fame, or fortune. I just wanted to make some music that I liked. So with the label S-Rock Music, we did no promotion whatsoever. We just released an album. And I thought, okay, maybe my parents will buy the album, or my sister or my brother. But then suddenly, I don't know what happened, because we didn't do any promotion, but in like 2 weeks, we had sold out every copy, and we were on the top charts here in Sweden. So something happened here, and I don't really know why, but people noticed us. So all these things happened without any promotion, and also the summer tour, and we made a vinyl of the CD, vinyl of the CD, and we were on second place after Ghost on most sold vinyls in May here in Sweden. So it's been quite crazy without any promotion. So what we thought is that, okay, this album also needs promotion. So we're a bit late, but this was so unexpected that people liked our music, at least for me. I only made a few songs, and then I didn't realize that people would like it this much. So that's why we're now doing a relaunch and doing promotion for the album. But at the same time, I'm doing another new album. So there will be more Remedy to come. Moving on.
Perfect. Good idea. So you write the songs, Roland write the songs, and Soren write the songs. But were you writing the songs all together, or you wrote 2 or 3, he wrote 2 or 3? How was the process?
Yeah, we wrote a few songs together, and I wrote a few songs on my own. But me and Søren, I think we're a good team, because we're quite different. He's not a musician. He just he has good ears and can tell you what he likes and what he doesn't like. So I think that's a good combination with my skills, that we are from 2 different worlds. But we write most of the songs together. I think we wrote 6 or 7 songs together on the first album, and I wrote the rest by myself or with other friends. And the next album will be almost the same. Mainly me and Søren, but a few of my own. Yes.
So I read that Robin Barden-Swan is your neighbor, no?
Yeah, he lives nearby here. Yeah.
Yes, and tell me, what is that neighborhood when you can find singers like Robert on the corner?
It's Huddinge. It's called Huddinge. It's outside of south of Stockholm.
Yes.
I know he's one of the best singers I know, and I've been working with music my whole life. And the thing about Robert, or the whole band, is I put it together with great friends that are great musicians. So I know they can perform live just as well as in the studio. So that's amazing with Robert. These songs aren't easy to sing. The songs and the melodies I write, I know they are high pitch, but he nails them night after night on stage. So it's incredible. He's a fantastic singer.
But did you know that he was a singer, or it was a...
Yeah. We known each other for 20 years. So yes.
And after 20 years is the first time that you work together?
No, we worked together, when we were kids and so on. We played like cover bands and so on. But then our careers like took off in different direction. He had his career, I had mine in the pop industry. And we were both quite busy, with work. But due to his cancer and the pandemic, we had time to form Remedy, and I'm really happy about that. It was a game changer.
Perfect. And then where did you record the songs?
This was when the pandemic was at its worst. So we didn't have the possibility to meet each other. So what I did is I made a good demo here in this room, in my studio. And then we took away the drums. I programmed the drums or recorded them myself. And then we took them away and we recorded real drums. And after that, I rebuilt the demo to a real song. So that was the process here because of the COVID pandemic. So we rebuilt the song step by step.
And why did you select Eric Martenson to mix and master the CD? It was because the music style, or for other reason?
Yeah, he's a good friend of mine. I know him for like 15, 20 years, and I think he's one of the best in the business. And I love his sound. So, straight away when I got the idea for Remedy in my head, I gave Eric a call, because I knew if I wanted to make this sound the way I wanted him on board. I think he's amazing. And you know, the things he does in the mix is like magic for me. I really love it. So we hardly need to talk. He understands everything, every direction I want with everything, because he's so, yeah, he's fantastic.
Yes. So before this, you were before and with this, you are a songwriter. Is your profession?
No, actually, yeah, I've written some songs, but you know what? My career was about something else. I was like a musical director for some artists, and I also worked at musicals, and I worked as a session guitarist. So no, I didn't really write music before Remedy. I worked with music, but you know, as a hired gun, if an artist were going on a big tour, they may have given me a call and I play guitar on the tour. So this is a quite new thing for me to write music, and I find it very intriguing. I like it.
Yes. The title of the CD is Something That Your Eyes Won't See.
Yes.
I can imagine that your eyes won't see the music, but is there any other message?
Yeah, you know, we got this idea from Bryan Adams when he released Waking Up the Neighborhood, or Waking Up the Neighbors. Is it Neighborhood?
It's
Okay.
Waking Up the Neighborhood. Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, you know, that's the title of a song. It's a line, a phrase from within a song. So we got that idea from Bryan Adams, you know, to have a phrase from a song for the album. So if you listen to the album carefully, you will find the answer there.
Oh, perfect. Okay, I like the answer. Yes. So sometimes when you write songs, and I remember that the song that I'm going to ask you about, that Toto, the band, is our masters creating songs with names of women.
Yeah.
Pamela, Carmen, and now tell me, is Marlene an special person, or are different women's concentrate in one name?
No, it's like that song is about Marilyn Monroe. It's about her. So, but we will have more girls coming up on the next album. So there will be more women's name coming up. I think that might be a funny thing to have, like one name on each album. So after this interview, I'm gonna work on the next woman song. Yeah.
If you do this, you are going to do the same that Toto, that in every album there was a woman's name in a song.
I love Toto.
Yes, I know. Listen to the song that you love, Toto. However, the video was from I Wanna Have It All.
Yeah.
I consider it's one of the best songs.
Thank you.
That CD, but do you consider the same than me?
Yeah, I like it. I really do. But you know, I've heard those songs so much, so I really can't tell much about them anymore. You know, when I write the songs, produce them, you know, I listen to them too much, so I can't really tell which song is the best. But I like how that song turned out. It was quite of a struggle to get in order. You know, the riffs on the guitar, it took a while before I realized, okay, we need to have this on the chorus. So I was really happy when everything fell into place with that song.
Another video is from the song Thunder in the Dark. And now I would like to ask you about the screenwriter, the plot of the video. Tell me, why did you join the image with the sound in this song?
Yeah. Okay, that's the song I'm quite proud of because I wrote it on the tour bus. I was out touring with Georg from Dynasty, the drummer in Dynasty, and Andreas from Royal Hunt, the bass player. So we were on a tour together, and me and George, we got quite drunk a few nights. And after that, I was really inspired. And on the tour bus, I got the idea for the song. So I recorded it to my phone, you know, Thunder in the Dark, the ideas. And afterwards, when I came home, I put all the ideas that I had recorded together, and I think it turned out really well, the song. And I also felt, okay, this has like a survivor vibe, you know, Rocky movies vibe to it. So when I talked to the director of the video, I told him to give me some plot ideas, and he had one idea that was like a Karate Kid acting, yeah, Karate Kid type of plot, and I immediately said, okay, let's go with that. I like this. So that's why I felt that this had something, you know, nostalgic about it, the song.
There are more interesting songs, and to me, one of them is the song called Sinners and Saints. So,
Yeah.
and tell me, Roland, the name is Sinner and Saints because are there a lot of songs that are called Saints and Sinner? And you decided to change?
Yeah. Actually, that's so. It was Thomas Wikström from Therion who had written like the first version of the lyrics for that song. So it's actually his idea to have them those words that way. But you're right on spot there. We try to do something different with the lyrics. So we often give it a second thought to be like creative and not do the same thing as everyone else. So yes, we try to think about stuff like that.
Yeah. Now, taking account you are speaking about Thomas, did you know that Thomas is living months here in Spain?
Yeah, I know. He says it all the time. You know,
Yes.
it's raining and cold here, so I know he's there having sun and drinking beer and having a
Yes.
nice time.
What are you waiting to come to his neighborhood? And then
Yeah, I need to come. You know, it's so cold outside. I've just been for a walk with my dog and I'm freezing.
And another song that to me is interesting is My Devil Within, because when I pay attention to the lyrics, I don't have a very clear who is really your devil within.
It's a woman.
Yes, tell me more about it.
I know this is about, you know, a woman triggering the devil within you. So that's like the plot of this song. And it is my friend Pelle Ario who wrote the lyrics. I had written the song with my own lyrics, but I felt I need to step up. We need to have something special, something that no one else writes about. So then he made these lyrics, and I'm really satisfied with them. And also when he you know, it's like you're going to the priest and saying your prayers and so on. Then I got the idea from the intro. I remember when he sent me the lyrics. I was sitting in my room here and drinking some wine. It was the middle of the night, and I got the lyrics. And then I wrote when I read them, I got inspired. And then straight away I got my guitar and I recorded the intro on the guitar. And after that, I had my friend record it on organ. So it was like, that's the beautiful thing about music, you know, one word or a phrase can trigger something totally new, a totally new idea. So that's what happened here. So when he gave me the lyrics, I immediately thought about church, and then I made the intro.
Very good. So now that the winter is coming, maybe you don't have plans for concerts outside Sweden, but maybe for the next year, are you thinking on this, or you are more focused on writing and recording a new CD?
Right now, this few weeks, I'm writing and recording, but believe me, after that, we want to come to Spain.
Perfect.
Totally. So please help us out. We will come.
Yes. Are you the kind of person who plans everything in a perfect moment, a perfect time? So writing, recording, producing, or you are more thinking into anarchy? You write tonight maybe one lyrics, or maybe the next week another, and the production step by step. How is the process?
Yeah, well,
Process?
it's like a combination of those things. I'm in the process now when I'm finalizing our next album, and at these final stages, I tend to make a lot of changes. You know, I have written a song, but then I like do everything again, or mess it up, or do something crazy with it. And that's like my process of making music. I've realized, you know, I write a song, and then I let it rest for a few weeks, hopefully a month, hopefully 2 months. I let it rest, and then when I'm walking with my dog or just sitting here, I listen to it again, and I get new ideas, and I remake it and make it better. So it's like anarchy, but in some kind of order. So now I'm in that process. So I had these last 2 weeks here now to finalize the album. So right now I'm like, you know, rewriting some lyrics, I'm rewriting some song, I'm doing a new song. So it's like I have some plan up here, but it's like a mess right now. But I know it will turn out fine in these weeks to come.
Perfect. Roland, changing the subject a little.
Yeah.
Were you working for the musical We Will Rock You and
Yeah.
Rock of Ages, but only in Sweden or in UK, or touring for Europe?
Only in Sweden, here in Stockholm. Yes. And that was, you know, both those experiences were huge for me. You know, the first album I ever bought was when I was a child. Every Saturday I got money for candy, you know, to go and buy candy to the store. But then when I heard about Queen and the Show Must Go On album, you know, Queen Greatest Hits 2, I started saving my money. So when I had enough money, I went to the music store and bought the record instead of candy. So no, that was like my first CD that I bought with my own money. So I listened to Brian May a lot, and for me to get to meet him, and you know, just the thought that, you know, Brian May has listened to me play guitar and selected me, that was amazing. And the same thing, you know, Rock of Ages, to get to play Final Countdown together with Key Marcello, it was amazing. And they are both really nice guys, you know, so nice guys. So it was an honor to meet them both.
Yes. So your musical career started with Innuendo from Queen, no?
Yeah, it started like actually when I heard Money for Nothing, you know, with Dire Straits. I wasn't told them, but you know, there was something about the sound. I didn't know what instrument it was, nothing. But you know, I thought whatever that is, I need to learn it. So that was like the starting point for me. And then Final Countdown in Europe and everything happened, and then I found Queen, and then I found like you know, Yngwie Malmsteen and all this. So it was a lot of things happening in my mind at that point when I was a child.
Very good and very nice. Yes, Ron. For me, Money for Nothing, no, but Innuendo was really,
Yeah.
And the Final Countdown was really a CD to pay attention. Yes. Yes, but I think that I'm older than you because when I listened to this music, I was a man, not a teenager. Yes.
Yeah, I understand.
Yes, and Roland, that was basically our questions. Tell me if you have something to tell your fans, or something, news that you will have. Are you going to prepare a new video?
Yes, we will have a video, but that will be next like spring or sometime. We will have that in order. But the closest thing happening now is on November 24th. We will release a new Remedy song. And also to get us going, we want to come to Spain. So please follow us on social media and get us going. Our name is Remedy Music Sweden. And these things will help us to get the ball running towards Spain.
Perfect. So it was Roland Forsman from Remedy, the Swedish band. Thank you very much, Roland, for your time.
Thank you very much for having me, Tony. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Have a good night.
Same to you. Bye-bye.